My problem now, I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on this, but what incentive do they have to play? Like, what incentive do the Lakers have to play their starters the full games for home court advantage? There is no home court advantage. They're all in a bubble. There's no crowd. There's no fans. There's no home court advantage. So while I think they're going to do well, what advantage is it to play LeBron for 40 minutes or AD for 40 minutes? That's where I'm kind of thinking at right now. I'm a little. The projections are kind of low today. Now it's because we don't know what's going to go on. We've seen a couple of exhibition games. Yeah, they haven't played much. They've been off for over 4 months, almost 5 months. They've been off. March 10th was the last game or something like that. It's been a crazy year. So I'm a little bit. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm a little weary about the amount of fantasy points they're going to get because it's that. I mean, we're looking at a weird situation, and we're going to take it with a grain of salt. We're going to look at it. We're going to hopefully figure this out. So what we're able to do is, if you've been with us for a while, you know that basketball is one of the easiest sports to project for the most part. Normally, you know, LeBron's going to play 40 minutes. He averages X amount of points per game. He averages, you know, field goal percentage. Like, we know it's going to happen. Like, for example, LeBron, I love him here. We know their pace of play. This value, or all of the data is 5 months old. That's the only problem that I have with this. But that being said, we're going to move through it. We're going to look at the projections. We're going to go position by position. Now, if you guys have any questions, please comment down below. If you want to win a free week of NBA content, all you have to do is be a subscriber, like this video, and tell me what player is going to score the most amount of fantasy points tonight and how many fantasy points will it be. Let's go Fanduel fantasy points. So if multiple people tie, it'll be the person who says it first. If you want to, if this video gets 30 likes, 30 thumbs up, and subscribers, well, you have to be a subscriber and like the video. But if it gets 30 likes, we're going to throw out a Fanduel and Draftkings GPP lineup down below in the pinned comment section, just like we do with NBA. So go check out NBA or MLB as well. So kind of looking at this 2-game slate just to get our feet a little bit wet. Just be weary. The scoring could be a little bit different. By the time you watch this video, whenever it is, the over-unders have probably changed a bit. And we'll look at that. But as of right now, first game on the slate, Utah Jazz at Pelicans. Jazz are a 3-point underdog. Pelicans, obviously, 3-point favorites. Over-under is 222.5. This could possibly have changed by now, or by the time you watch this. And then the second game, you got the Clippers versus the Lakers. Clippers are a 4-point underdog with an over-under of 216.5. Now, like I say, I wanted to try something a little bit different on this. And I used to have this chart up on the website a while ago. But my question is would you guys like to see a chart like on the its own little section on the website showing every single salary? So what, the minimum salary of $3,500, I think, or something like that, all the way to like $14,000 or whatever, showing 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, and 8 times the value, how many points X person would need to score to pretty much take a GPP down. Because nowadays, I remember back in the day, 2012, 2013, it was rare to see a 300 score in NBA. You were winning GPPs at 275, 290. Now you're seeing like 450. It's absolutely ridiculous. But I wanted to see, is that a chart you guys would like to see, or no? Well, we can just go from there. But looking at this, and we're going to go through each position. If you have questions, again, down below, or you can email me, support@fantasyteamadvisors.com. Don't forget, guys, we do have sports betting back. It is there. You can go to FTA Plus, sign up. You can get the weekly pass or a monthly pass as well. So looking at this, point guards, we're projecting out Lonzo Ball at about 34 fantasy points now. With our projection model, we've seen it go about 5 to 10 on each side. Now, being the weirdness that it is, the minutes that we don't know who's going to get, how the games are going to go, could be a little bit different. So realize that with this reboot. But looking at that, Lonzo Ball at about 34 fantasy points, Mike Conley about 30 fantasy points, Reggie Jackson 21, Patrick Beverley 18, and Alex Caruso about 18 to 20 fantasy points as well. Again, like I said, if there are teams like the Lakers who could gonna make the playoffs, we know that. Doesn't matter if they're the 1 seed or the 8 seed. There's no home court advantage. They might throw some other guys out there. So you might want to check out Twitter, check out some news. I think it's going to be a little bit different than what you guys are used to. Basketball's back, though. We know that. You guys are excited about that. We are, too. Something to pay attention to. Looking at the shooting guards, you got Paul George at 43. He's one of my favorite players on this slate. Donovan Mitchell, 37. Drew Holiday, 36. Jordan Clarkson, 26. Josh Hart, 21. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, 19. I don't think I'm going to use him. I do believe back in February I said he was dead to me. Because he doesn't hit value at all. I'm just super excited not to have to play like the Fanduel stupid ass sim games where you could have amazing all-star team and LeBron James puts up 7 fantasy points. The sims were absolutely stupid. Absolutely. If you guys did well on the Fanduel sims, let me know. I would love to know how you guys did. I would always win 5 cents, maybe 5 cents. It was kind of stupid. Small forward here, you got Kawhi Leonard at 46 fantasy points. You got LeBron James at 45, which is a little bit lower. I don't know the minutes he's going to play. That's what I'm scared about. We know he could easily go off for 60, 70 plus. We know that. Brandon Ingram at 39 fantasy points. Joe Ingles, 27. Markieff Morris at 15. Moving to the power forward, you got Anthony Davis at 50. That's on the lower end of what he normally gets. I would not be surprised to see him get more than that. It just depends what he's going to get, how many minutes he's going to get. I'm a little bit weary. We'll see, though. We will definitely see. You got Zion at 37. That's a little bit lower on the end as well. Kyle Kuzma, 25. Royce O'Neal, 25. Marcus Morris at 22 fantasy points. Then we move to the center position. It's kind of a, bleak. You got Rudy Gobert projected at 40, and then we drop all the way down to Derek Favors at 26, Zubac at 22, JaVale McGee at 20, Tony Bradley 18, Dwight Howard 15, and Joakim Noah 14-ish fantasy points there. Now, depending on what you're building, if you're building a cash lineup or a GPP lineup / tournament, cash, you're looking at 5 to 6 times value, which is around a cash line right now. You're looking at about 300 fantasy points, give or take, unless it's a weird night. A couple nights ago on baseball, like a lot of people were cashing at like 120 fantasy points, which is super low. Now you're gonna have some of those weird nights, but normally with NBA, you're looking at right around 300 fantasy points to be secure in a cash line. With GPPs, you're looking at 6 to 7 times value for almost every single player. You're looking at around 360 cash line. Anywhere between 360 and 400 is the cash line to the win line for GPPs and tournaments. So that's where the difference is between kind of what we're looking at. So if we click on the Vegas, where'd it go? The Vegas odds here. Let's see if they have changed. Yeah, so the Utah Jazz and Pelicans are currently at 225. Clippers and the Lakers are at 216. The spreads are staying the same, depending on what you guys are playing on. So that's a little bit like that. A little bit changed. Depending on when you watch this video, that could go up, could go down. But sports betting, if you get in earlier in the day when the lines are more favorable normally during the day or in the morning. So just kind of looking, like just taking a sample size of saying, you need 5 or 6 times cash. For instance, this season, LeBron, depending on what price he was at, any price. So the FanDuel price is 11,400. He's hit 100%, or so you're looking at 2 times value, 3 times value every single game this season. He's at 100% of that. 4 times value, 72%. 5 times value, 24%. 6 times value, he's only hit 6 times the value point per dollar, 2% of the time. Never hit 7 or 8% this season. Anthony Davis, on the other hand, 100% of the time he's hit 2%. 95% of the time he's at 3, 78%, 4 times, 5 times, 42%, 6 times, 25%, 7 times value, 8%. That's where you're going to see those off the wall 80 or 90 fantasy point games. So we kind of know that. Paul George is the exception. Well, no, there's some other ones, but Paul George, who's normally in the 7,000 range, depending, especially on FanDuel, which he's capable of. 96% of the time he's at 2%. 80% of the time he's at 3 times his value. 68% of the time he's at 4 times his value. 43% of the time Paul George is hit 5 times value. 18% of the time he's hit 6 times value. 15% of the time he's hit 7 times value. And 6% of the time he's hit 8 times value. So fantastic. Fantastic numbers out of Paul George. That's why, like I said, he's one of my favorite plays on this slate. Think he could go a little bit. I mean, I don't think he's going to go under-owned because we have 2 games going on. But let's, when we get a ton of games, that's where you'll see it. The one who's hit, you're going to see, Dwight Howard, whose salary is less than $4,000 on FanDuel. 21% of the time he's hit 8 times value because he's up there in age. He's not going to get the starter minutes all the time, but when he does, 21% of the time he's at 8 times value, 28% of the time he's at 7, 40% of the time he's at 6. So if you're one that makes multiple lineups, you make, multi-entry tournaments, you make 150 lineups, or whatever you make, you got to get Dwight Howard in there in case he goes off. Those are the big instance. I mean, Reggie Jackson's the same way. He's at 3,800. He's hit 8 times value at 38% of the time, 7 times value at 48. So a lot of these lower price guys that have had very boom or bust games, they're GPP plays obviously, but if they go off, their ownership, especially in a single entry tournament, could be very low. You could absolutely dominate. And with 2 games, you can make a lot of different game situations, build your lineups differently. So yeah, guys, that's the NBA today. The Bacon Station is out under the NBA and NBA matchup tool, so you can go check that out. Cheat sheet will be out a little bit later. MLB will be updating throughout the day. We'll get the lineups there. We'll get PGA lineups will be out. The cheat sheet's already out, so you can go check that out. That starts at 11 Central later. It's a no-cut event, so go check out the article that we have. So with PGA, you can just click PGA. That's not what I meant to do. With PGA, you can click the article. We break down the course. We break down the previous winners. People who are really good at putting on this surface. The plays that we like. And then the core plays as well that we're building lineups around. So a lot of great information going on. A lot of great sports coming back. You can go to FTA Plus here. You can sign up. You can get the 5-day pass for $10 after 5 days. It will go up to $34.99. Or you can do the monthly pass at $34.99. All of these auto-renew unless you cancel, which you need to let us know. The year pass is $3.99. You can get the week pass of sports betting $49.99 or the sports betting monthly for $99. And start bringing home the bacon, guys. That is the thing. Bring home the bacon. And one person is going to win a free year pass if we get up to 1,000 followers on Twitter. So go follow all of our social media, advisors_team. You can check that out. We've got a lot of information going. So if you get the week pass, any pass you get every single sport that we offer. So the week, the month, or the year. If you get the month pass right now, you're going to get till August 30th. You're going to get NBA. You're going to get MLB. You know, hoping that these sports stay around and they don't get canceled. They don't. Miami Marlins didn't go to a damn strip club. Like, can you not go to a strip club for 3 months? Just get the season done, then do it afterwards. Like, Christ. But anyway, we offer MLB, NBA, PGA, MMA, or be NFL. I mean, guys, in 2 days it's August already. If NFL is going, we're almost there. So you're going to get NFL. Hopefully it's there. You're going to get NASCAR. I don't know if we're going to continue NHL. It wasn't really popular, so we'll see. But yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of sports to offer for you guys, a lot of content. Hopefully it helps you out. So that's what I've got in this video, guys. If you have any questions, comment down below or email me, support@fantasyteamadvisors.com. And don't forget, if this video gets 30 likes, we'll give out a Fanduel and Draftkings GPP lineup for tonight. If this video, if you want to win a free week of content, all you got to do is like the video, be a subscriber to this channel, and tell me which basketball player is going to score the most amount of fantasy points tonight, and how many FanDuel fantasy points will it be. Whoever's closest without going over, if you have the same player, you'll win. Price right rules always, obviously. So that's what I've got, guys. Good luck tonight, and as always, bring home that bacon, and thank goodness NBA and MLB are both back. Peace out.